Welcome to the Southeast Oklahoma Library System's Digital Art Virtual program. We are going to be creating this animated Christmas tree using the app Procreate on the iPad. Along with the iPad, I am using the Apple Pencil. So if you are ready, let's get started. All right, let's open up Procreate. And for this, let's create a new canvas and let's use this square canvas. All right, the first thing I want to do is let's go ahead and make our background this dark gray color right here. There we go. So let's start drawing our Christmas tree. The first thing we want to do is make sure we are in our calligraphy library and using the monoline brush. And for this, I want to make sure my brush size is pretty small. Let's do 19. All right, we're on our first layer. And for this for the top part of the Christmas tree, I'm going to use this light green color right here. So now let's draw a triangle. All right, to make a perfect triangle, hold your pencil in place, put one finger on the screen. There we go. It looks like we're in the middle and we can resize this to make it bigger now. Let's see. Let's kind of drag it back to the middle. Yeah, I think that's okay. So let's unselect the tree and let's drag that color in there and fill it in. Okay, now what I want to do, let's make sure we're on our first layer still. Click the selection tool and I'm going to use this warp function. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this portion slightly a curve. And we can just kind of play with it here. Let's give that a try. We can always go back and do some more work on it. Now let's do a second triangle, but let's do it on a second layer. And for this, I'm going to use this darker green on my monoline brush. I'm going to draw another triangle. There we go, and I can always move it around after I get done. So let's do it about right there. Fill it in. Let's put a free form, and that'll allow me to move it. Maybe about right there. That looks okay. Now let's use the warp tool again. Let's give it a little bit of a curve. All right, so let's unselect that layer. And what I'm going to do here is move this layer underneath our first layer. And that looks okay. Now let's go ahead and do another layer. And for this one, I'm going to use this darker green. And let's just do another triangle. Give that a try. Let's drag it in and fill it in there. Let's use freeform, and that way we can move it around, get it in the center. Let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna drag that layer to the bottom. Let's go ahead, go back in there, and I can kind of fix this and make it a little bit more even. Let's see what that looks like. All right, a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more of a curve down here. A little bit more. Yeah, that looks okay. So now let's go ahead and add another layer. And for this one, I'm going to use this brown. And we're going to draw the tree trunk. I'm just going to draw a rectangle for this. Drag that in there. Let's drag it to the center there. Now I'm going to drag that to the very bottom. Yeah, that looks okay there. So now what I'm going to do, since we have the this tree completed, I'm going to go ahead and group this layer. And let's go ahead and start drawing the ornaments. So I'm just going to do a few circles, starting with, I'm going to start with this yellow here. And let's just see, there we go. I'm just going to start randomly drawing them. Just like that. Let's go ahead and add another layer, and let's do some red. All right, now let's do another layer. Let's do some blue. All right, I think we've got plenty here now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and group those ornament layers. And what I want to do here, let's go ahead and duplicate this layer. Now I'm going to go ahead and group my original ornament layer with the tree layer. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and duplicate that as well. So let's go ahead and let's go group. And for this one, let's go ahead and use our magic wand up here, and I'm gonna use this bloom effect on there. And I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up to 100% there. And I think that looks okay. So now, let's go ahead and group these two layers together. And I believe this ought to work. So let's go to our wrench icon up here. We'll click on this canvas tab, and then we'll click animation assist. Turn that on there. So now let's see what we got here. If you notice, this little timeline pops up here at the bottom. So let's play. Okay, that is blinking way too fast. So let's click on the settings option here, and let's slow it down to about 2 frames per second. So let's see what that looks like. There we go. And the cool thing is, you can actually export this as a GIF, and you can share it to Facebook or wherever you like to send it. And the way you do that is you just go to, you'll click on the wrench button again, you'll go share, and then you'll just click animated GIF, and then you can export, and then you can send it to any of your friends. So this is our finished Christmas tree. If you like this program, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.